Welcome to my channel. It's your boy, the mortgage loan legend, a seasoned professional with 25 years mortgage experience. Here, you will find useful information, tips, and advice on how to navigate the complex world of the mortgage industry. I'm here to provide insights to help change your perspective so that you turn your losses into wins. Whether you're a seasoned vet or a novice, my content will help you grow, not only as a person, but in whatever industry you are in. All right, everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. Double Agent, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Legend. Thanks for having me on. I really, really, really appreciate this opportunity.
Of course, man. And listen, we appreciate you being here. It's important that we get the message out because the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to give as many people out there the feelings that you're going through as a newer LO, some of the things that you've gone through. And then, of course, also, I want to try to help and give you as much knowledge as possible so that you can 100% kind of change what you're doing, or some things just tweak just so you can be more successful, man. So, really appreciate having you on.
Definitely, definitely.
So double agent. So tell us a little something about yourself. Who are you?
Well, I'm a licensed realtor and a licensed LO. I've been a realtor for over 5 years. I got licensed as a LO 3 years ago. However, I never really utilized my license. I just kind of focused on the real estate side and had my LO license just kind of for referrals. So fast forward to now, I decided this year, 2023, to go full force with originating loans and trying to be the strongest loan officer possible. And I joined next. No, oops. Well, I
That's
joined this
okay.
one.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
that's
you
okay.
know,
Yeah, say where you work.
yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah. I joined a great company, Nexa Mortgage, this year, and I'm interested in, like I said, trying to perform as a top level loan officer, but transitioning from a real estate background and a realtor, it's been kind of interesting. I do have, I feel, some great insight of the industry on one end, but on the other, on like I said, on the loan originating side, I'm kind of new, and I've found it brought some challenges where people are familiar with me in the industry for being a realtor. However, now that I'm, approaching them as a loan officer, it it's, I'm running into situations where it's kind of like, do you really have the experience, or it's kind of like, they're worried if I'm going to try to steal their clients, just because they know I have both licenses.
Right.
And that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I just want to create a mutual beneficial relationship, and and help to get their clients through the finish line. So what I would ask you, Legend, is how, as a new LO with honestly no originating experience, but I'm a hard worker. I can provide that value, and I'm willing to put in the work. What is your best advice for you know approaching realtors that might know that you come from a previous background of something else, and I guess it would be no different than any new LO, but what's your take on it, Legend?
No, I appreciate that, my friend, but and I'm going to get into all of that, but I'm very curious. So, in the time where rates are crazy high, all of these crazy things, banks are closing, and all of that. Man, you just said, you know what? 5 years, I'm gonna go into loans, man. Are you suicidal? I mean, what gotta walk me through
Well,
what happened, man. What happened?
yeah, no, 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 yeah, sorry, my bad. I totally went over that. So no, don't get me wrong. I definitely enjoyed being a realtor, and I definitely had production. I did quite well. However, one thing that I did notice as a realtor, it's very labor intensive. And with that being said, you're limited of how many places you can be at one time. And the one thing I noticed with the loan industry, it just seems like it's a lot more scalable once you implement certain things. And to be honest with you, you're right. Rates are high, and it's a little slow on the real estate end. So I looked at it like this. You know what? If you're going to have to work hard, super hard, and create different avenues and different channels, like why don't we go at it with on the LO side? Because they both correlate between each other. And I'm like,
Right.
it's like one of those things. Like once I grind it out through the season, which side do I want to be on the winning side? So I'm like, hey, let me just dump it all into being an LO, because that's what I see the growth for my future. And like I said, I think both sides of the game are having to put in that work right now, regardless.
Right. Right. No, 100%. One of the things I did want to ask you is, as a realtor, how you so 5 years in real estate, and then how long have you had your mortgage loan originator license?
Uh, Coming up on 3 years this month.
3 years. Okay. Now,
Yes.
are you acting as both? So, are you the realtor and the mortgage loan originator?
Um, at times I have been. Previously, well, yes and no. There's times where I have, represented a buying client and then referred my, the loan to someone in my previous brokerage. Uh, in the future, yes, my hopes would be, actually right now I'm working with a buying client, and fingers crossed, hopefully we'll be doing the loan. So yeah, no, I do plan on, if I can, and they are willing to allow me, yeah, no, definitely help them on both ends.
So, when you and I really, this is real interesting for me, especially those of you that may not know the company that we work for. Um, Well, actually, we're entrepreneurs with this company, which is the beautiful thing about Nexa Mortgage, is you can actually be a licensed realtor and a licensed mortgage loan originator, and you can do both. It's a RELO program, and if you guys are interested in this program, please feel free to reach out to me, so I can give you some knowledge, because I am currently looking to build a team of licensed realtors that want to make more money with the loan transaction. Because I think it's an amazing, amazing thing that Nexa has done is they've taken a realtor and said, "Hey, listen, we know your biggest thing is control, right? Everybody wants to have control and know exactly where the loan is. Come on board with us. Not only as long as your current real estate company will allow you to also work as the mortgage loan originator, you can hold your mortgage loan originator license with Nexa. You can, of course, at your current brokerage for real estate, you can hold your license there. And then, of course, there's only a few tasks that you actually need to do on the loan side, and you can actually get commission from the loan as well. So I think it's in times like this where you may not be doing, as many transactions as you were doing before. It's a great way for supplemental income to help you keep at those numbers that you were making before. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to hit the legend up. I'm your boy. I'll give you all the information I can, and then of course see if it's a good fit for you. So for you, that's a very curious, because I want to ask why, like what makes you not want to do the transaction every time as the LO? Like, kind of what walk me through some of those troubles you may be having.
Well, I mean, my goal would be to do the transaction, each and every time, if I can, if the time supports. And it's one of those things, Legend, where it's probably as I become more confident as a loan officer, being able to, you know, because each buyer is going to have a different type of loan program or a different type of property,
Right.
and maybe coming across those objections of, hey, should I trust the whole transaction in your hands, or um, I've came into sometimes not an objection, or just a thought, if the buyer's not educated on the whole process on the loan and the real estate side, where they're thinking maybe, you're, so instead of providing value, maybe you're trying to get over on them by doing everything. So it's probably just
Mm,
myself becoming more educated at explaining, no, this can be a benefit for you, and just conveying that to, just the variety of clients that we interact with.
okay. Yeah. Let me give you some advice on that.
Okay.
So the very first thing is, whenever you're speaking with anyone, and this is regardless if you're asking for the listing or if you're working with a new buyer.
Okay.
I feel personally that the realtor has a lot of power. You're going to be the first person that's in contact with them, unless they've already got pre-approved, which a lot of clients don't actually know. The steps. They're really kind of leaning on a realtor to, hey, guide me in the right direction. Um, So the one thing that I'm hearing and that I can help you with is I think it's just that confidence factor, right? That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. I'm hearing that I don't want people to feel as if I'm trying to take advantage of them, or that I may not have enough knowledge to get them in the right loan program, etc. Would that be a
Yeah.
fair
Yes.
assessment? Okay.
Right on the money.
All right, perfect. So the very first thing that you need to know is anything in life that you do, you must believe it. Okay.
Okay.
Um, your power of belief is extremely important. So if I don't believe that I'm putting my client in the right loan program, or if I don't believe that I'm the right realtor for them to work with, well, no one's going to want to work with you because you don't believe in yourself, right? A lot of people don't understand is you don't really need all of these years of experience to believe in you, right?
Yeah.
Um, if you have a core set of values, which double agent, I've talked with you before, I know you're a stand-up person. If
Thank
you
you.
have a core set of beliefs, meaning I am always going to put my client in the best home that meets their needs as a realtor. I am always going to provide them with the loan program that is literally going to be the one that they can trust and know that nothing is going to happen to them. I've listened to all of their needs. I have done all of these things. And even if I don't have the knowledge, I am a good listener, right? Because that's all you really need to be. At Nexa, we've got over 185 different lenders. So any loan program known to man, if it's legal in America, we offer it, right? And so
Yep.
with different options. So it's really not about all of the things you don't have right now. It's more on what you do have, and you have your integrity. You have the fact that you will always take a client situation and put their shoes on your feet, and literally get them to where what's going to help them meet their home buying goals, their financial goals with the property. That's really all you need. Um,
Okay.
all of the rest of it comes with time. I can tell you, in my 25 years, man, I still have to look things up. I mean, things change in this industry constant. I do have a very strong foundation, of course, and as my team, we've put together processes and standard operating procedures on how to handle things. But the mortgage knowledge will never end because it's going to constantly update. So if you have the right mindset of, hey, I just really want to help you. Hey, if you work with me, I'm saving your life because I literally know that I am a man of integrity. I am not only going to get you in the right home from what you're looking for, but then I actually know you even better, so that when it comes to the loan program, we don't need to talk to an outside person. I already know exactly what you're looking for, and I've got all the products to help you. So that's the best way I can help you kind of solve that issue is trust in you, double agent. Trust in you.
Thank you. No, definitely, definitely. You're 100% right, and it's just putting that into action, and you
Hmm.
know, thank
Right.
you.
And this is why I tell you this is the belief part, because anything that ever happens, it starts with a thought, right? So you already had the thought, hey, you know what? For my career and all of these great things, maybe a loan originator would have a lot more, less labor inducive things, and I can actually help more people, right? So there's your thought.
Yes.
Then it turns into feelings, and so right, and so your feelings and your emotions turned into, man, I can actually do this. Like, look at the people I'll be helping. I already have a strong circle of influence, right? So you're now talking to yourself about doing all these things. And then the last part of everything is always the action. So
Okay.
when I give you this advice, you got to believe that you're a man of integrity, which I know you are. You've got to believe in all of your strong things. Then the action part is easy because all you're doing is representing you, and you're everything. I can do it all for you. I'm a one-stop shop. I am literally, if you work with me, Mr. Client, not only am I going to make sure that you're approved because I know the mortgage information, but also I know exactly what type of home you're looking for, what price range. I've actually crunched all the numbers for you. I mean, I'm going to get you in the best place, period. So you're actually the perfect person. Now it's just that third part. I'm sorry, work more on that second part of that belief, right? Have those feelings of helping people. See it, close your eyes, visualize yourself having a client come to you that needs a trusted professional. And then at that point, your actions, it's very simple to convey to you who I am because I believe this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so work
definitely.
on those. Yeah, for sure, man. Because I know you're going to be very successful, and I personally have seen you do a lot of work. I've talked to some of my peers that have actually mentioned your name, and they
Oh,
also see that you have
awesome.
a very strong career ahead of you. But it's that one little part. As soon as you start getting that going, your belief system, talking to people is simple because you don't need to have the right objections or whatever it is. Hey, listen, I'm saving your life, man. You come with me, I'm getting you everything. So I think
Definitely.
there's word about that. Um, so what are so I guess, and I would do also want to address your other question. So how do you approach real estate agents, knowing that not only are you a real estate agent but a loan originator? When you weren't on the other side of the coin, right? Uh,
Yes,
you were less of a threat.
correct.
And so now what I guess I'm hearing is when you do approach, you're kind of a threat right now, is what I'm hearing. Is that right?
Well, I've gotten some feedback from a few agents, just asking, once again, are you sure that you're a full-time loan officer? Once again, I guess their thinking would be that uh, that I would try to work out I guess a better deal with their client or something like that to represent them. And it's just overcoming that with certain individuals that I'm a very transparent person, and I believe in integrity, and it's like no, I feel like we should work as a team or a group, and hey, if I can help you on this one, great. If you can help me in the future, great as well. But once again, just I like I said, I think it is just being known for one thing, and and people don't know maybe the intention of my heart, that it's just all about helping the clients. And then, like I said, it's just growing in this industry. And like I said, but once again, just reassuring that real estate partner that, hey, I'm just trying to be the best loan officer that I can be and the best teammate. But like I said, honestly, I am getting a little bit of pushback on that. Right now, I do think, going back to what you said before, as far as the confidence, I think, more as I get more confident and learn more about my product offering, is I'll probably be better able to deflect that. What's your advice?
Well, the first thing I'll tell you is really I need you to change your mind on this product offering. Um,
Okay.
Focus on who the double agent is, not on what you offer. You see, when we offer people things, we think it's a form of value, right? Hey, I know these loan programs, work with me. Hey, I know this or that, let me earn your business. It that's not the way it works. The way it
Okay.
works is knowing who you are. That is your value, right? As a realtor, let me ask you, as a realtor, if I were personal with you, always communicated, you knew that I had integrity, you knew that I was cool, you knew that I had your back, all of these great feelings. Would it matter if I couldn't do a loan program or not? Would you still just work with me because I left a good feel with you and you knew who I was as a core?
All the time. I mean, all the time. All my lender partners don't have as many options as I do. And I
Right.
definitely, yeah,
Right.
no, yeah, no, you're
And
right.
so and so this is what I'm trying to change for you is stop thinking so much about I need something. Okay, when you think about I need something, that means you have a thought of lack, right?
Okay.
And that's gonna limit where you can go. So if I'm always saying to myself, "Hey, I don't have enough mortgage knowledge," I can't go out there and use that to combat people's feelings. That's not the way it works, right?
Okay.
You don't need to have mortgage knowledge in order for people to understand to use you. What you need to have is exactly what we discussed before, is those beliefs in who you are, right? Think about when you were a realtor and those you worked with trusted partners. Think about how they made you feel when you saw their name pop up. Was it one of, oh man, man, this guy won't stop calling me, right? For loan updates. Was it did they give you a sense of feeling as if they got your back, that they're a trusted partner? That's all you got to worry about. It didn't matter the loan programs they offer, because I could offer you 180 different loan programs for your one client, but never call you.
No, you're 100% right, legend, and that's the one thing. You're right. There have been times in my career, especially as a realtor, starting out or even a couple years later in where I would get a call from one of my lending partners, and I knew that they had my back, and and they were part of my growth, and actually that's what I want or I will provide to agents, to like to say, like I'm in it for the long run. And you're right. I didn't think of them as bugging me, and so
Yeah,
well, was saying less. Definitely, I see where you're coming from, and I need to take that stance. That I am there to be that genuine person that wants to see them win, and help them and help their clients, and
that's it.
uh,
That's
yeah,
that's the only thing is I think we take away from having trusted partnerships and trusted relationships with realtors. We turn it into an object, right? The object is an interest rate. The object is a loan program. But what we're forgetting is the natural human process is partnerships and relationships. And so, if we have a trusted partner and a trusted relationship, someone that I know and I feel comfortable with, it doesn't matter when the times are good or bad, because I know you know how many times I've talked to a realtor and they've told me, just call me, please, please, just call me, whether it's good or bad. I mean, and I think about those things and I'm like, man, these poor people, they're put in all of these situations to where they don't even get a phone call if things go wrong. Now, as a seasoned loan originator, I understand that I'm not going to give you all of the information, right?
yeah,
Um, I can't, because there's a part of the job where I need to make sure there's a lot of issues on the loan side that arise. And if I'm running to my realtor partner every time telling them, I don't seem like I have things in control. However,
gotcha.
once a problem does arise and I've already done my due diligence and I've figured out exactly how to handle it, well, at that point, when I contact my realtor, I am very upfront. Here's exactly what we ran into, but here's exactly how I'm going to get it done. I'm going to need an extra week on our extension, or I'm sorry, a week on our contract for an extension because of so, so, and so. And I tell you right now, I have never in my whole career not been able to get an extension because of the human fact of it, that I'm coming them with them as the truth. I'm also coming at them with solutions so we can get this job done. So
Gotcha.
so when you're dealing with your peers and you're wanting to work with these realtors, keep that in mind. It's not about what you don't have. It's about who you are, double agent. That's all you need. Hey, listen, I've got integrity. I would never steal any of your clients. I would never cross pitch them. There's a reason why I got a loan officer license, is just so I can help the clients that I'm lucky to work with on both transactions, but to also come into a trusted circle of realtor partners that I already have, so that you guys now have a trusted partner. Don't forget who I am,
Yeah,
right? And that's all you need. You don't need to know mortgage loans. You don't need to know interest rates. You don't need to know underwriting guidelines. You don't need to know any of that. You just literally need to just use those relationships that you have and just let them know, like, hey, man, I've never stole from you before. Why would I do it now? It makes no sense to me.
exactly. No, you're right,
Yep. Just have
100%.
those organic conversations, my friend, and greatness will come from that. Um, Now, are you currently working on any loans? How many loans have you done so far? I know, when did you, I guess, was it January of 2023 when you decided to go full force LO? Was your license just sitting for a couple of years? Kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, so my license, actually, it had been sitting with a company that had reached out to me as a realtor. They said, hey, we'll help you get licensed and do referral nature, type of loan. So it had been, like I said, basically sitting there, and then I knew a lot of lenders in the industry from being a realtor, and I heard great things about my current brokerage, Nexa Mortgage, and I decided, hey, um, I decided to go with Nexa because I knew from my lending partners sometimes there were loan programs that they weren't able to offer, and what I saw with Nexa, I'm like, they're able to offer everything. So, like you were saying, in January, I started the process. Now, I haven't wasn't able to get up and running really until I would say the end of February. And with that being said, embarrassingly, I don't have anything in production just yet. But like I said, I've been able to form some great relationships with some realtor partners, some existing relationships I'm working on, and also on the other side of me being an agent, like I said, I am working with a couple of clients right now that looks like we're going to be able to help them out on the loan end as well. So a lot of great things, hopefully in the coming weeks. But no, unfortunately, I don't have anything right now.
Yeah,
In all
no, no,
honesty,
and it takes time, my friend. It's nothing, you know, building relationships, and I could tell you, any type of relationship or anything that's worth having doesn't come easy. Okay.
yeah,
When I first started 25 years ago, I'm an old dinosaur in this, but when I first started, man, it was the same thing. I was so excited to have the opportunity, but then I'm like, well, what do I do next?
yeah,
And I worked for a retail bank at the time, and this retail bank actually did 6 home loans a year. They
oh,
really didn't pitch home loans. They didn't have a mortgage professional. And so when they threw me in there, I knew that I had to start leveraging what I had, which was the branch, because we
mhm,
had people coming in making mortgage payments, but yet the tellers weren't pitching our service of doing loans. They were just, hey, how you doing? Thanks for the payment. Hey, we'll see you, next week or whatever it may be for your deposits. And so I had to change the culture, right? I had to go in there. I would bring them lunch, the tellers. I started, just going back there, just shooting the breeze with them, just doing whatever it took so I can become human with them. And then they would
mhm,
start to think of me. And so the lessons that I give you, my friend, are literally 25 years of just having to change the culture and the perception of certain things in order for me to be successful. And that's why I can tell you with full heart that what you know as far as your products is irrelevant. It's literally
gotcha,
understanding the culture that you're in, which you've got both legs in on the real estate side. So when you get that belief process down, I mean, there's nobody that you shouldn't be able to lock down because you've walked their shoes, right? And so you know
awesome.
the problems they have. Yeah, 100%. Um, so for you, um, when you're talking to clients now, are you doing those pre-approvals? Are you kind of, well, I guess, how are you? Let me ask you this. I think this is a good one for the listeners. How
Okay.
are you generating as a realtor on that side? Because I would imagine the clients that you're talking about that should be coming through over the next few weeks is on the real estate side. Is that correct?
Correct. Are you asking how am I generating the leads,
Yeah, yeah. How are
or
you generating business on your real estate side?
got you? So for instance, one client, it's actually three buyers are looking at an investment property. They came in via referral. I work with a lot of people in the automotive industry, so I get a lot of. I actually, in a former life, I was a car salesman, so I
Oh,
still
nice.
get a lot of people from that industry, and it's referral based. And also, I did a lot of heavy marketing on with a team on Zillow, so I have a lot of residual leads from that. I mean, we used to get hundreds of them. So I still have those clients that are coming in, and I occasionally do open houses and things of that nature for advertising. So those are really my sources right now. Is referrals, previous internet leads, and then I do occasionally host open houses.
So
Um,
let me ask you really quick, and I appreciate that. I want to kind of break each one of those down. So when
mhm.
you were in car sales, and so
Yes.
you have leaned on, I would imagine, your coworkers to help them with their real estate needs. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, no, definitely. It was one of those situations where, yeah, no, definitely. We were young and we kind of started, and a lot of them they stayed in the industry and they've grown into some good positions. So yeah, no, definitely. We went back and forth. I was that guy at the car lot that was like, "Hey, I'm going to get into the real estate industry," and it was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And well, I end up doing it, and then they stayed in the car industry, and they're doing great as well. But yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
Um, why? Let me ask you this. Here's a question for you to think about.
Mhm.
Why do you think those people use you?
Uh, once again, just being honest, transparent, down to earth, and the one thing that I learned initially as a car salesman, which I apply for real estate, and I'll apply for my loans, is that you know we help a client to the end. We look at every possibility for them. We don't just look at a situation of like, no, that's you can't do that right now. So I feel like or not, I will apply that same thing where it's like, hey, you want a house or you want a loan? Like let's figure out a way. Even if it's not tomorrow, let's get you there in 6 months. And I think that's the same thing with from the auto industry. A lot of the guys weren't necessarily ready to go buyers, and I've coached them and got them into programs or helped them with first time buyer programs or lower down, suggested it. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Just kind of getting that client if they're not ready to achieve that goal. And I think that's what's brought me the referrals. It's just
Right.
Jason will get us across the finish line.
Right. And so this is what I'm saying. That is your power. That is, you see, that that is what I'm trying to help you with. And I think it's important for you to have said it yourself. The same reason why the people in the car industry that you worked with want to work with you should be the same reasons that you get the realtors to work with you, knowing that you're not going to steal their business. The same things you tell clients so that you can do both sides of the transaction. That's your answer right there. So if you
Okay.
ever find in a place where you don't have the confidence or the feel of, man, I'm going to try to pitch this person that I'm taking to an open house for me to do their loan, remember, it's not a pitch. It's this. You should have the exact same thought process as why all the people that you worked with in the car industry come to you. You're not the only realtor. The realtors drive cars, right? If you don't have
Oh
a
yeah.
car, you're probably not a good realtor. So they come into service with their business cards. They come buy cars, right? All of
Yeah.
these things. But what stops them from using them, those other people, the clients that bring their vehicles, to wanting to use the double agent? And it's like you said, trustworthy. You're going to get it done. You're going to communicate. This is what I'm saying. Everything that we do in life is always going to be a human interaction on if that person is going to stay with us. So try to remember that when you have that mindset, when you're talking to that client about doing the loan. You're not doing anything wrong. You're literally taking power away from any part of the transaction that could stop their goals. That's the mindset. Not I have lack of things, but hey, if I can control this whole process, I'm actually going to get us done faster. I know more about it, and I can actually help you answer all of the questions during the transaction. So that should be literally your mindset, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
That changes my perspective. Thanks for getting me to open up about that, and I'm seeing it a little different now.
Of course, yeah, and that's what I find, to be honest, as I talk with a lot of newer LOs, it's really just that perspective part of it. Um, and I only know this because, like I said, when I started my career, I was in the same place, man. I was so happy, like when I got the my first real gig, because I worked at different brokers before, but when we were pregnant for my daughter. I'm like, oh man, I got to get a real job, man, with health insurance, right? I mean, it was starting to get
Uh-huh.
real. And when I got the job, I was super pumped, and I saw all this money coming to me, but yet I didn't have a plan. I didn't know how I was going to get it, And so,
Yeah,
but one of the things, like I said, I learned is how do I leverage the partnerships and relationships that I have? And it's, well, everybody knew I was trustworthy. Everybody knew that, man, the guy, he's a hard worker. He's not gonna, let these things go. And so I started just becoming human. And once I became human and got all these thoughts of lack out of my head, it all started coming to me. And that, I think, is the biggest situation that I see with a lot of newer LOs, newer realtors, newer anything. It just is, these are not just loan lessons. This is life lessons. Um, your confidence is everything in anything you do, but we just often forget that it's just really a human experience. That's all it is. It's a normal conversation. So.
definitely.
Well, my friend, I really appreciate all of the information. I think, as our first guest, I think you just knocked it out the park, double agent. I really appreciate your time.
No,
Um,
no, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. You this is a great a great service that you're providing, and like a great resource. And like I said, I appreciate you for opening up my mind today. And I got a little bit of a charge right now to to go out and try to make some deals happen.
I love it. I love it. I love it for sure. And no, I really appreciate that. All of your compliments as well. And my friend, before we let you go, is there anything else the legend can help you out with? Any questions? You're hearing objections? I want to give you that time. Anything that you have, go ahead and just ask me. I got you.
Um, well, to be honest with you, not at the moment, but I will be back, with some questions, but not at the moment because I think for me the time that we spent that's been my biggest challenge, and it really had like I said, as simple as it probably sounds for you and the experienced LOs out there and everyone, that really was my biggest problem. And like I said, it just you being able to show me a different perspective that answered that question. And I'm like I said, I'm sure as I take the next step, I'm going to have some more questions, but that one really is going to get over a roadblock to get you those next questions. So thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have you back. Because what I'm going to be doing with our listeners as well is I'm going to ask them, please send us questions. Do have access to the double agent. Definitely want to get him back, maybe in a month or so. Let's let some of this new mindset sit in. Because what I do want to do is bring you back, and I want to hear some of your wins. I want to hear how this new mindset allowed you to go into this world of real estate that you already know, to let them know, hey, listen, I am a trusted partner. You don't have to worry. I never stole your deals before. I'm not going to steal them now. I'm just now a double agent to where I'm a double edge of a sword. I can literally just come in and you already know I'm trusted. Let me help you. I've got so many lenders at my disposal. I mean, I got this.
Definitely.
And then I also want to hear the confidence with your clients. I think, if you use, like I said, they're literally depending on you. You're the first line of defense. So if you come in and you're like, yeah, I'm actually the trusted mortgage officer, don't worry about the money that you get paid. That's your time is worth money. It's more the feel that you're giving the people and the professionalism, and people will always pay for top-notch service. I promise you that. So keep that in mind, my
Definitely.
friend. All
Cool. Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, of course. Well,
Awesome.
double agent, I really appreciate your time. Have a blessed day. Get on those calls, man. Go get them. I know you
Definitely.
will.
I'm about to hit it. All right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Well, thanks again, my friend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. And for more daily knowledge and content across all social media platforms, feel free to follow me. If you're also interested in being on the podcast, feel free to send your information. You can visit my website, and a team member will reach out to you today. Until next time, my friends, stay hungry.